Hare Krishna devotees, Dandath Pranam Srila Prabhupada, Jai Shri Ram. The next morning, when the bards came to awaken the king, his servant stood outside the door with folded hands. However, when his consort entered his room, they found his body without any sign of life. The woman cried out in horror, waking Kaushalya and Sumitra with a start. When the two queens saw that their king had passed away, they fell to the floor in agony. Hearing this uproar, Kaikeyi also came. When she understood that the king had died, she too began crying piteously. While caressing her dead husband's head, Kaushalya harshly addressed Kaikeyi, I will mount the king's funeral pyre so that I can reside with him in the place where he has gone. Only a sinful wretch like you can bear to go on living in the absence of her husband. The ministers came and led Kaushalya away, trying their best to pacify her. Thereafter, they preserved the body of Maharaj Dasharatha vat of oil, since the funeral ceremonies could only be performed in the presence of a son. Being bereft of their ruler, the citizens of Ayodhya were plunged into gloom. No one was able to sleep that night. The people gathered in the streets, publicly reproaching Kaikeyi to vent their grief. The next morning, the leading Brahmanas of Ayodhya gathered at the court, urging the king's ministers to install one of the king's sons that very day, addressing Vasishta, Vamadeva, Markandeya, Kashyana, Gautama, and other rishis, the Brahmana said, a country without a king is doomed. In such a place, rogues and thieves take advantage of the situation and lawlessness prevails. In a kingdom without a ruler, ownership disappears, sons disobey fathers, charity is forgotten, and religious practices decline as the citizen exploits one another. The Rishi replied, what you say is perfectly correct. It is the king that makes the demarcation between good and evil in this world. Bereft of a good king, the subjects are just like cattle without a headsman. So here, the king left this world, and all the three wives, Kaushalya, Sumitra, Kaikeyi, they were feeling so much separation from their husband. Now they have separation from their son. Now they have the separation from their husband, dear husband. So Kaushalya was very, very upset, and when she woke up, she heard this news from their servants, and she was weeping, and she was chastising the Kaikeyi that because of you he left. Now you live happily in this palace by alone yourself without the husband, she was saying. So then the other servants and other ministers try to pacify the Kaushalya. Then they don't have king, because until now they were thinking Sri Rama to be installed as the king, right, in Ayodhya. But Sri Rama, because of Kaikeyi's thing, then he went to forest. Now there is no one else is there, because until now Bharata Maharaj didn't come to Ayodhya. He is still on his way. So he didn't come. No, they were ministers and all the rishis, they were thinking to install one son, because Dasharatha Maharaj 4 sons, the 2 sons went to forest already, and the 2 sons are on the way. So because without the king, the country, the kingdom will be lost, because all the thieves and the rogues will become popular, and because there is no protection to the country, to the kingdom. So that's why they are thinking to install one person. So that is the thing here. Okay. Anybody else want to share anything, Mataji? Okay. Monica Mataji, you can read Mataji.
Vashishta suggested, since Bharata has already... Mataji, is it over?
No, you have to start Mataji.
Since Bharata has already been selected as heir apparent, he should be installed upon the throne immediately. Let swift messengers go now to the capital city of King Kekaya to bring back Bharata and Shatrughna to Ayodhya. Everyone agreed to the proposal, and messengers were instructed to tell Bharata only that he was urgently required at Ayodhya. After traveling for several days, the messengers arrived at Kekaya's
Yeah, Keka, yes.
Kekaya's capital during the night. In the meanwhile, Bharata has experienced a ghastly dream. He woke up in the most disturbed state, and seeing his dependencies, Shatrughna and his other friends tried to cheer his spirits. Bharata, however, failed to find their joking words amusing. Then they inquired from him seriously about his inner disturbance. Bharata explained, last night in my dreams I saw my father, disheveled and dejected, fall from a mountain top into a pool of cow dung. As he floundered in the mire, the king drank oil from his cupped palms and laughed hysterically like a madman. Then, after the oil was spread all over his body, the king began to eat rice that had been cooked in it. Suddenly the scene changed, and I saw the ocean had become dry and the moon had fallen onto the earth as the earth remained enveloped in darkness. Rakshasas wandered its surface while volcanoes erupted, spewing fire and lava. And then that scene evaporated, and I saw that tusk of my father's elephant had been broken. Young, dark-skinned women began harassing the king, who was dressed all in black and smeared all over with red sandalwood paste, adorned with garland of red flowers, seated upon an iron throne. Finally, I saw a chariot drawn by donkeys swiftly carried my father toward the south. After witnessing this ghastly nightmare, I have concluded that my father, one of my brothers, or I myself will surely die. Even now, although I know not why, I feel constant fear within my heart. My voice had become hoarse and my complexion had lost its luster. My mind is reeling and I feel shame and hatred, all for no apparent reason. Indeed, the more I think, the more I'm convinced this might a nightmare forebodes evil, great evil.
Thank you, Mataji.
Yes, much.
Yeah, want to explain, Mataji?
Yeah. Here, now they preserved the body of Dashratha Maharaj, and now they wanted to perform his last rites. So they called up for Bharata, but they do not tell Bharata that Dashratha Maharaj left this planet, but he was just told that he must be required at Ayodhya immediately. Then the messengers went there and they informed Bharata. But meanwhile, Bharata in the Kekaya kingdom, he was getting bad dreams, bad omens. Like he saw so many ghastly things in his dreams, and he also saw about his father, that his father was fallen from the mountain top into a pool of cow dung, and then he ate the rice which was cooked in that, and the oil was spread all over his body. And he also seen there's going to be a doomsday, like earth's moon is going to fall on the earth, volcanoes and rakshasas wandering the city. And he also saw a dark skinned woman um, harassing his father, the king. And they described her that she was dressed in black and she was carrying she was drawing a chariot which was drawn by donkeys, and it was taking her father towards the south, that is the direction south which we indicate to the Yamaloka. So then after witnessing this dream, the Bharata says that maybe I or my father or any of my brothers would definitely die. So, but he was contemplating on the dream. The more he contemplates, the more he's convinced that this nightmare will surely become a real one. So he was talking to his brothers, to Shatrugna, about this dream, Mataji.
Yes, yes. Thank you so much, Mataji. You explained everything nicely. So here sometimes we'll get based on like what we see, what we hear, and based on the situation also, sometimes we get the dreams like that. So if something bad is going to happen, so the dreams will come like this. If something good going to happen, so you'll get the dreams like that. So because it's everything is we think like there is no relation, but the thing is it's all the consciousness. So conscious plays a big role in some not the culture or something like that I say, but our thoughts, our positive thoughts make an impression that it will create the positive thought in others as well. So that's why like negative thoughts, negative thinking and blaspheming, this all brings the negativity, so this will spoil our consciousness. So here, and the Bharata is getting the dreams. He was not thinking about that, but the dreams are coming because that something is going to happen bad in their family. That's what he's getting. Okay, now Bharata still is in Kekeya. The Kaikeyi is father's place. Okay, let's continue. Poli Mataji, you want to read Mataji?
Yes, Mataji, I'll wait.
Yes.
While
One,
Maharaja Bharata was speaking, the messengers from Ayodhya entered the room. After offering their respect, they related their message of, O Prince, you are summoned to Ayodhya by the minister and Vasishtha. Your presence there is usually urgently needed. When Bharata asked them about the welfare of his parents, they replied as instructed, telling him that all was well. Suddenly eager to depart, Bharata took leave from his maternal grandfather and uncle. Upon his leaving, Maharaja Ashwapati gave Bharata many valuable gifts. However, Bharata hardly considered them because of the urgency conveyed in Vashishta's message and the premonition of his dream. Accompanied by Shatrugna, Bharata mounted his chariot and hurriedly departed, accompanied by a large army supplied for his protection. After passing through various territories in great hassle, Bharata arrived at the outskirts of Ajanta on the seventh day of his journey. Bharata could discern from some distance that the city did not have its usual cheerful aspect. When Bharata then entered the capital, he saw that everyone was grief stricken. Bharata then confined to his charioteer that the scenes before him indicated the demise of his father. The entire city of Ajodhya appeared neglected because the citizens had ceased performing their occupational duties. The entire place looked dirty and dis- desert. With tears in his eyes, Bharata entered his father's place, falling to find the king in his usual room. Bharata hurried to his mother's apartment. As soon as he entered her room, Kaikeyi jumped up from her seat, overjoyed to see her long absent son. After Bharata bent down to touch his mother's feet, Kaikeyi lifted him up and lovingly placed his head on her lap. Kaikeyi inquired about the welfare of her father and his kingdom. In reply, Bharata assured her that all was well. Then Bharata said, I have hurried back because of Vasishtha's summons. How is my father? Why do I not find him in his room?
thank you, Mataji.
Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So here the messengers told Bharat Maharaj he has to start immediately because Vasistamani requested and all the ministers requested him to come to Ayodhya as soon as possible. So it's a very urgent message he got. So Bharat Maharaj started immediately after hearing this. So Kaikeyi's father name is Ashwapati. So because he's the grandfather of Bharat Maharaj. So when they go to grandparents' house, right, they will pamper them. They will give so many gifts and treats. So here Ashwapati also gives so many gifts and all the things, but Bharat Maharaj is not attracted to that because he got the information that he needs to be in Ayodhya urgently. So he started to Ayodhya. In 7 days, he reached Ayodhya outskirts. But after reaching Ayodhya's outskirts, and he's seeing different Ayodhya. When he left the Ayodhya to go to his grandparents' house, the Ayodhya was very, very joyful, very, very happy. But when he is coming back now, he see a different Ayodhya. Everybody is sad and everybody is not doing their duties properly, and it's not clean. It's all becoming dirty, and the activities, all the people, we heard that, right? Brahmanas and Kshatriyas, Vaishya, Shudra, they are not doing the respective duties. So after seeing this, Bharat Maharaj expected something has happened here. So, and without telling the charioteer, without tells Bharata, then he understood that he went to his father's palace, and he is not at his regular place where he used to be the king, right? He's the Ayodhya, it's a king's palace, and the court, he will be in the Simhasan, but he is not in his usual place. Then he went to the personal chamber of Dasharatha Maharaj, where all the wives of Dasharatha Maharaj were there, and they all are in a sad position, because here Dasharatha Maharaj left not today, he left few days back, because those days to travel from one place to another place, they had to travel on the horses. They don't have any fast travel routes, and they are preserving the body of Dasharatha Maharaj in the oil, because in the oil, so the body will not what do you say, decay, right? It will stay and it will preserve. Generally, when we make pickles also, like how do we store? We put a lot of oils, because if you want to store for next 1 year or long shelf life, so you have to preserve in oil, so it will not help the grow bacteria and virus like that. So like that here, after reaching the Bharat Maharaj, then he saw Mother Kaikeyi, and Kaikeyi was happy to see Bharat Maharaj after a long time. So now he touched the mother's feet, and he was hugged by the mother, and then he was asking, she was asking the welfare of their paternal family, their father and their brother and everybody. Okay, and he is asking, how is my father? What happened to him? And he's saying like he's not in his regular original place. What happened to my father? Okay, let's continue in here. Anybody is available, Matajis? Who didn't read? To read? Mataji, Sir Prabhu, Ashish Prabhu, anybody is available? Santosh Mataji, Manjula Mataji, Ashish Prabhu. You three are there, right?
I'll read Mataji.
Okay, Mataji.
Mataji, can you tell me from
Yes.
where?
134. Yeah, 134 page.
Yeah,
Fourth
here.
line. Kaikeyi calmly replied.
Okay, Mataji, I will continue. Kaikeyi calmly replied, the king Maharaj Dasaratha has passed away, my dear son. Hearing this, Bharata fell to the floor, grief stricken, and began crying aloud. Kaikeyi tried comforting him, saying, Dear Bharata, please do not become overwhelmed by sorrow. Pious and enlightened persons remain equipoised and do not give way to such lamentations. Bharata then asked his mother how the king had died and if he had left any message for him. Then he requested, Please send someone for Rama immediately and inform him my arrival. As if relating good news, Kaikeyi frankly replied, Rama has left the Koshala kingdom, being exiled to the forest. He now wears tree bark, and Sita and Lakshmana have followed him. Your father couldn't bear to live in separation from Kaushalya's son. However, and thus he gave up his life while crying out, O Rama, O Sita, O Lakshmana. When Bharata asked why Rama had been exiled, thinking he may have killed a Brahmana, Kaikeyi, determined to manipulate the events, replied, In our absence, the king suddenly announced that he intended to install Rama as the heir apparent to the throne the very next day. To save ourselves from becoming dominated by Kaushalya and her son, I took advantage of two benedictions your father had awarded me when I saved his life on the battlefield. With the first boon, I demanded that you be installed on the throne, and with the second, I banished Rama to the forest for 14 years. Rama was always Dasratha's favorite, and without him, he died of broken heart. Therefore, you must accept the royal throne this very day. After performing the funeral ceremonies for your deceased father, please take heart and give up your grief. Bharata became fiery with rage. He rebuked his mother, saying, "O wicked woman, you must be the goddess Kali herself, appearing to destroy the entire universe. You have killed my father and exiled Rama, who is dearer to me than life itself. Are you so perverse that you believe I will actually accept the throne from you? Especially now, you are not my mother. You are my worst enemy. I pray that you go to hell for what you have done.
Thank you, Mataji.
Okay.
Want to explain, Mataji?
You continue, Mataji.
Thank you for reading, Mataji. Hare Krishna. So here, Bharat Maharaj is not seeing his father. Mothers are there, 3 mothers, ministers, all the people are there. One Vasishta Muni, everybody is there, but he can't see the father. So then he is asking the mother, Kaikeyi, where is father? Is he okay? So then Kaikeyi started replying that. So then he said, your father is no more. He left this world. So then Bharata was feeling so much grief, and he was started crying and shouting loudly and crying for his father. Then Kaikeyi is pacifying Bharat Maharaj, please don't lament, please don't have grief. So this thing happened because I asked 2 boons, because after you left and the next day, Dasharatha Maharaj want to install Sri Rama as the king. So king of Ayodhya. But I don't want to be the servants of the Kaikeyi and their son, Kaushalya and their son. So I want you to be the king. So I have the 2 boons that was given by Dasharatha Maharaj in the battlefield when I helped him in the battle. So I wanted to use that situation and I wanted to ask the 2 boons. So I asked for 2 boons. We know that. What are the 2 boons? Can anybody say?
One is Bharata to become king, and the second one is Rama needs to go to forest for 14 years.
Yes, correct, Mataji. Thank you. So
Yeah.
she asked those 2 boons, and then Dasharatha Maharaj was feeling separation from his very dear son, Sri Rama, because he likes Sri Rama more than his life. So without Sri Rama, he can't able to live. So because of that separation in grief, he left this world. So then she is asking, see, after telling all these things, and Kaikeyi is saying, please don't worry, don't come out of this grief, because she told that, see, pious and enlightened persons remain equipoised and do not give way to such lamentations. So you are pious and enlightened person, so don't grieve for your father. So death is a common thing for everybody. So and she is telling that, don't worry. So you can become the king now. So you can, after doing all the funeral ceremony for your father, you can become the king. You can take up this kingdom and you can rule this kingdom. So I did everything this for you, so don't lament for anything. So I'm doing everything for you. That's what Kaikeyi is telling to Bharat Maharaj. So after hearing, Bharat Maharaj became so angry that he was thinking that she is not even my mother. He is saying that you are my enemy. How can you do this thing to me? Because Sri Rama is more dear to me than my life. I love Sri Rama so much, and I never imagined that you do this thing to your son. So I'm happy that Sri Rama will become the king and we all can help him. But thing is, you became my enemy and you did all these things that I don't consider you as my mother. I consider you as my enemy, he is saying. So, and he is telling that instead of after you die, you will go to hell, he is saying to his mother. Because mother means that she has to show the great way how kids has to live. And now here, Kaikeyi is becoming selfish and she was treating the kids in different way. So that's why Bharat Maharaj was very angry at Kaikeyi. And at that time, actually, Bharat Maharaj wanted to even he wants to kill the mother, but the thing is that's not the etiquette to kill a mother. So that's why he will just leave them. Kaikeyi. Otherwise, if you are not my mother, I would have killed you. That's what he used to say that word. So let's continue, Mataji. Anybody wants to read?
Mataji, my
Yes.
elder one wants to read, it seems. Can he read, Mataji?
Yes, Mataji.
Sinful woman, I will never allow you to fulfill your selfish ambitions. I will leave now for the forest and bring Rama back to rule the kingdom. After Rama is installed, I will act for his as his eternal servant, for that is my natural position of highest aspirations. Are you so hard-hearted that you cannot understand how Kaushalya must feel in the absence of her only son? Once the solutions terrestrial Kamadhenu named Surabhi happened to see that two of her sons had fallen to the ground unconscious. The two bullocks had worked very hard all day for a cruel farmer, plowing the fields in the hot sun. When Surabhi saw them in such a pitiful condition, tears fell from her eyes upon Indra's head. When Indra looked up to see the aggrieved Surabhi, he inquired of the cause of her distress. After Surabhi explained what had happened, Indra said, in the entire world, no one can be more dear to a mother than her son. Bharata wore, oh wretched woman, not only will I bring Rama back from the forest, but I too will spend 14 years in exile just to keep my father's promise intact and save Rama from the sin of abandoning his vow. Saying this, Bharata fell to the ground unconscious. Due to excessive grief and exhaustion, then after a long time he recovered and spoke to the ministers gathered there. I have no desire to become emperor of the world, for I consider myself as a servant of my elder brother Rama. Being away in a distant place, I had no idea of my mother's wicked schemes. Rama's exile. Please believe me when I say that I had nothing to do with Rama's exile. Kaikeyi's desires are not shared by me.
Thank you. Thank you, Krishna Chaitanya. Which grade you are in?
Third grade.
Third grade. Very bold. Wonderful. Third grade, you tried it very nicely.
First grade, Mataji.
First grade?
Yes, Mataji.
Oh, first grade you did very amazing. Oh my goodness. First grade nobody can read. I bet nobody can read in first grade.
He does third class mathematics, so that's why he says third.
Oh, very nice. Very nice, very nice. Thank you so much, Krishna Chaitanya. Very nice. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji.
Yeah. Mataji, you want to explain or you want me to continue?
Continue, Mataji. Please continue.
Okay. So here, Bharat Maharaj was so upset with his mother, and he was saying that I will not rule the kingdom, but instead I will go to forest and will bring the Sri Rama back to rule this kingdom. And I will always be a servant for Sri Rama eternally. That's what we say, right? Dasa, Dasanudas. So what is the original nature of the soul? So always become the servant of the servant of the servant. So he always wants to become the servant. So even Lakshmana says the same thing and Bharata says the same thing. So they both were the servants of Sri Ram. That's what they think their position is, always the eternal servants of Lord Sri Ram. So this is my highest aspiration and this is my position. But Maharaj is clarifying to Mother Kaikeyi. So and here he is saying that how can you think that, how can Kaushalya will feel, because her only son is Sri Rama, right? So when you send Sri Rama to the forest, she doesn't even feel happy. Like if the same thing happens to you as a mother, how you feel the grief, the same way Kaushalya also feels, right? When you send her son to the forest. So why did you do this thing? And he was telling a story that once upon a time there was a Kamadhenu cow, and the cow name is Surabhi. And this Surabhi has two sons, and these two sons fall to the ground and they were becoming the bulls, and these bulls are working hard in a farmer with the farmer. So to do the farming, that time we need to use the bulls, right, to tilt the ground and to put the seeds and do everything. Nowadays we have technology, we have all the tractors and all the trucks and all. So those days they use bulls. So these two sons of Kamadhenu, Surabhi's sons, they were fell to the ground and because of some curse or something, and then they were used in the farming, and they were working so hard in the farm. So after seeing this, Surabhi was feeling very, very sad, and she was crying, and the tears are coming from her eyes. And Indra asked Surabhi, then she was telling the story how they fell to the ground and all, because it doesn't matter, it may be an animal, it may be a human, everything, everybody has that paternal, right, parental affection. So we see the small birds also, they will lay the eggs, and after laying the eggs they will be very, very protective, they don't go anywhere, they will just sit on the eggs and until they hatch. So after once they hatch, they will go and get the food. And building the house also, it's not easy for the birds, they have to collect the dry grass and the dry straws and all the things. So they will come and collect, and they will make a hard and cushion, like very cushion, it has a good cushion so that the eggs will not fall, and they will have a cushion for that. So that's how hard work the mother and father, they work for the family. So then after they hatch the eggs also, and they start getting the food, and they will put in the baby chick's mouth, each mouth. So and until they become eligible to fly by themselves to collect the food, they will stay in the nest protected by the mother. So that's a caring will be there in all the species, not only one animal, one bird, or all the species, all the kinds of living beings. So here he is telling, how can you feel, how can't you feel that separation from the mother and the son? So he was telling, you are a wretched woman, so I'm going to forest, I will bring Sri Rama, and if possible I will also go to the forest, and I will also exile this Ayodhya kingdom, I will stay with Rama for 14 years. That's what he is saying. So after saying all these things, after hearing so much things from, because until now Bharat Maharaj doesn't know anything. Everybody heard this story, everybody was in this story, everything happened. But this is the first time Bharat Maharaj hearing about what had happened. So then he felt unconscious after all these discussions and conversations. Then after he came into consciousness, then he ordered his ministers that I want to go and bring Sri Rama back. So then that's what his plan, to go back and bring Sri Rama back. Then he is not accepting the throne, that what Kaikeyi planned for Bharat Maharaj. Okay. And he is openly saying that I didn't even plan this, and I don't have any hand with my mother to do this thing. So that he was clarifying, he went to his ministers and everybody there, because everybody was thinking now Bharat Maharaj was not here, but maybe this was Bharat Maharaj's intention and his mother is passing this information, but that's not the thing here. Bharat Maharaj is clarifying that this is only my mother's intention. I don't have any desire to make Sri Rama go to forest and I want to become a king. So this is not my desire. He was clarifying to all the ministers there. Okay. Okay, we'll continue or we'll read one more. Anybody wants to available to read? Last one. Tomorrow is Sri Ram Navami. If anybody is available to read, read. Otherwise, I will read and stop. Who didn't get chance? Ashtish Prabhu and Santosh Madhuk. If you are available, anybody can read. Okay, I will continue. Kaikeyi was not prepared for Bharata's reaction to her manipulation. When she saw that her plan were destroyed, her illusion was suddenly dashed. She appeared to be awakening from a bad dream. Tears welled up in her eyes and her heart filled with anguish. Meanwhile, Kaushalya heard Bharata's voice and went to meet him. On the way, however, she fainted just at the time when Bharata and Shatrughna were coming to see her. Thus the two brothers saw Kaushalya lying on the floor. Picking her up, they embraced her, tears streaming from their eyes. Seeing Bharata before her, Kaushalya remarked with intense sorrow, "So you have now come back to enjoy the kingdom you have always coveted. You must be very happy to see that everything has worked out so well according to plan." Upon hearing these words, Bharata was greatly pained. For some time he could not even reply. Then regaining his composure, Bharata fell at Kaushalya's feet and with folded hands said, "My dear mother, I had nothing to do with Rama's excel. I had no idea what Kaikeyi was doing. Surely you know how much I love Rama. You see, don't you see how aggrieved I am due to Rama's excel and my father's death? To assure you of my innocence, I swear this oath. Whoever has helped in the nefarious plan to excel Rama may reap the consequences of killing a king, a cow, a woman, a child, or an old person. May he become addicted to wine, women, meat, and gambling. May godly men shun him, and may he remain childless. May he incur the sinful reactions which affect the arsonist, the traitorous friend, and the unfair arbitrator. May his be the sin of refusing water to a thirsty man, and he who shuns his wife when she approaches him when she is prepared for conception. My dear mother, Rama is my very life and existence. He is my soul, and I have no purpose separate from dedication to his service. Hearing this, Kaushalya gave up her doubts and became convinced of Bharata's innocence. After lifting him up, she placed Bharata's head in her lap, crying as she caressed him. Bharata became overwhelmed by his stepmother's grief, and they passed the night together in commiseration. Okay. So here, Kaushalya, so they saw Kaikeyi and Kaushalya was not in the same room. So Bharata and Shatrughna wanted to go and meet Kaushalya because she was feeling the separation from her son. So they wanted to go and meet her and take the darshan. So at that time, Kaushalya also heard that Bharata came back, so she wanted to meet Bharata. And because she was in the so much grief, one side husband is not there anymore, one side her son left the kingdom and he went to a forest for the exile. So she was feeling so much pain than any other woman there. As a mother, as a wife, she was feeling so much grief there. And when she is coming to meet Bharat Maharaj, she fell unconscious on her way because she was not eating well and she was feeling uh, um, so much separation, so much grief that she fell unconscious on the way. So after when Bharat and Shatrughna came back, when they see Kaushalya was unconscious, they did their help to her. So they picked her up and then they did dandavats to the Kaushalya. Then Kaushalya was saying the words that, "Are you happy now? Because whatever you planned, it happened according to whatever you planned." So then she was like Bharata was he was feeling so sad because it sometimes what happens when we don't do wrong things but people criticize us, so it feels so much pain because even though we were trying to do help and do good things, but if people criticize us, we can't take that because that is not the truth. So here Bharat Maharaj is feeling so much pain that he didn't do anything, he didn't plan anything, but everybody is blaming Bharat. Because of Bharata, Shyama went to forest. Because of Bharata, Kaushalya has to have this thing. Because of Bharata, Dasharatha Maharaj left. So after hearing all this, he was feeling so much sad, and then Bharat Maharaj can't take that, so he replied to mother that I didn't plan anything. This is not my wish, but to satisfy you, he was telling that whoever participated in the exile of Sri Rama, so they will get all kinds of sins like killing a Brahmana, killing a cow, and killing a woman, killing a child, killing a old person, and there are so many things like they will get addicted to meat eating and drinking and all the bad negative things. He was saying to all the things to Kaushal that whoever did, they participated, and who has the role to make Sri Rama go to the exile, so they will get all these kinds of sins and they will be very, very sinful persons. That's what he was saying. So then after hearing all these things, then Kaushalya um, convinced that Bharata's role was not there in the Sri Rama's exile. Then she felt happy, and then she hugs Bharata Maharaj, and Bharata Maharaj also feels relaxed with the Kaushalya, and they spend that whole night talking and pacifying each other. So this is the misunderstanding of Bharata. So then after misunderstanding, and everybody misunderstands Bharata. So here, so we say Lakshmana is great because he goes to forest with Sri Rama, even though father didn't ask Lakshmana to go to forest. Because here Bharata Maharaj is still great because even though his role was not there, because he was blasphemed by everybody, and he was getting the blaspheme, but still he has to withstand the blasphemy. So that's why Bharata Bharavahiti iti Bharata, they say, like he has so much burden that he has to take the kingdom, and he has to satisfy the Ayodhya Vasis, all the mothers, and he has to take the blame himself. So many things he has to balance. So that's why he's known as Bharata. So we will stop here, and tomorrow is Sri Ramanavami. A very, very happy Sri Ramanavami to all our participants, all our group people. So thank you so much for joining and hearing and reading and taking the Sri Rama Ramayana, Valmiki Ramayana further. And we'll have the mercy of Sri Rama, Lakshmana, Sita, and Hanuman on us. And we'll continue in the Sri Rama Nama by reading every day. Thank you, Mataji and Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. Happy Ram
Hare
Navami.
Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji, for your time and effort. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. Thank you. You all are joining. That's very amazing. So tomorrow is a fasting. If whoever is following the Iskcon thing, if they can do fasting. So
Till what time, Mataji, we can fast?
till it says until moonrise, but in the calendar it has until moonrise. But I will find out, Mataji.
Okay, Mataji. Okay. Thank you, Mataji.
Thank you.